third stint with the team. ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting Paul and the Clippers agreed to a deal for his expected 21st and final NBA season. Along with the likes of Bradley Beal, Paul's among the offseason additions for the Clippers to play alongside James Harden. LA, though, still not a title contender, believes ESPN NBA analyst and NBA champion Kendrick Perkins.
Those guys are great when it comes down to being offensively good, but defensively you're going to have to get stops, especially in the stacked Western Conference when you got elite perimeter play all across the board. I just see this team having a really good regular season and being a tough out in the postseason, but not legit title contenders in my eyes.
NFL Bengals team president Mike Brown expressed optimism they'll be able to reach agreement on a contract with defensive end Trey Hendrickson. Regarding unsigned first-round pick Shamar Stewart, Brown said it was foolishness the team and Stewart have been unable to agree on a deal. Titans QB Will Levis will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery next week. First overall pick Cam Ward to take all first-team reps at training camp.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
True that.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's true.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Mike T, it's the off season. It's a Saturday. You're at home by yourself. No one's there. It's quiet. You can do anything that you want to do. How many candles are you lighting? And what's the go-to scent?
Wow. I didn't think we were going to go there in mid-July.
Me neither.
I want to go with the Yankee candle scent that you used when we violated multiple fire laws at the old Seaport studio. So whatever you had, I'm in on that.
I didn't know you couldn't light candles in the studio. My very first time in the studio ever. I brought about 2 or 3 candles. I lit those bad boys. So every time we had people coming in, it was like, oh my gosh. The ambiance. It's nice in here. It smells good. Next thing you know, we get an email from the up top people.
Yep.
You cannot burn candles in the studio. It is a fire hazard.
The room actually smelled really good.
It did.
This is Freddie and Harry.
With my man Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman, you put us together. You have the best show on your radio on the Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry. Thank you very much. Presented by Progressive Insurance, and we are here on the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, as well as tune in. Always tell that smart speaker of yours they'll play ESPN Radio. 10 minutes away from finding out another day and somebody else taking shots at Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. We're 45 days away from the NFL season, which means we got another 45 days of somebody doing that each and every day. We'll give you the latest involving that in about 10 minutes. But we're doing a little remix.
Wait a minute, Freddie Coleman. Wait a minute.
Okay, speaking of remixes. All right, what's up now? What's up now? Well, I got to wait a minute now.
Because I am very, very excited.
Okay.
That all of us are back together.
Amen. The
and
four
I
horsemen,
just wanted to let all 3 of you know how much I appreciate y'all. Liam Chapman, also Justin Craig, and everything that we do for one another and how we hold the fort down for each other when someone's not here. This weekend, my Braves played the Yankees.
This is why you're stopping the show.
I am. And I want to put it out there. What I did to Shannon Penn.
We got to talk about these losers just to make you feel better.
What I did to Shannon Penn was not right.
What did you do?
And Shannon, in front of the world, I want to apologize to you because my Braves were up 5 runs on Saturday, and I took my son to the ball game. So I'm in the suite with my baby boy, and I decided that I wanted to FaceTime Shannon Penn at the time, who was out watching the game, and the look he had on his face is like, I can't believe this SOB is really FaceTiming me right now to antagonize me. Only for the Yankees. To hit home run after home run after home run after home run and come back and win. So much so that my baby boy, my son, as we left the game early, we left the game about the 7th inning, and my son is watching it on my phone as we're walking out and in the car. Something happened. I said, what happened, Prince? They hit another one, Daddy. My goodness. And what really deflated my son was the grand slam.
Oof. That ball still hasn't landed yet.
But I wanted to apologize to Shannon because I FaceTimed him, and I showed him the background and where I was, and I was antagonizing him. And Shannon, I want you to know, along with the world, that I greatly apologize for doing that to you.
He's only apologizing, Shannon, because his team lost. If they have won, there's no
a lot
way.
of truth to that part. A lot of truth.
Look, they didn't just lose once. They lost a couple times, but we'll get into that a little bit later in the show.
Your support for your Atlanta teams is undeniable, unrivaled when it comes to the passion that you will literally, when things are going good, say, I'll take a chance because they're not going to lose this lead. And then it was like the Gas House Gorillas in the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
But honestly, I was debating it because I thought about how the season started off for the New York Yankees and the home runs that they were hitting. I was like, there's no way the Braves are going to blow 2 5-point leads, 5-run leads, that they had in the ball. Not 1 5-run lead, but 2 5-run leads that they had in that ball game. It's no way it's going to happen. They let me down.
Life comes at you fast. Have a Snickers and leave Shannon alone the next time that
hungry,
happens.
Why wait?
And the Yankees were hungry, and they didn't wait. They hit that ball here, there, and everywhere. So now that Harry Douglas has had his apology accepted by Shannon Penn, there's going to be no apology when we put a little remix on this.
ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup. From the top 5 faces of the NFL.
Roger Goodell.
Patrick Mahomes, Jerry Jones is the face in the NFL.
To the top 5 challengers to the champs.
It's the Baltimore Ravens. It's their time.
The Detroit Lions.
The Kansas City Chiefs at number 1 on my list.
And everything in between. This is ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup. Top 5 quarterbacks.
And we remix it because we know the quarterbacks. It's easy to get that whole conversation about who's 1, who's 5. No. We're going to do the guys that are as important, but will never get the love as quarterbacks. Top 5 list according to Harry Douglas is top 5 non-quarterbacks. Guarantee that if he got on Shannon's last nerve on Saturday, he's really going to get on Shannon Penn's nerve now, along with me and Eric Hanneman, about this list. And we're not going to start at number 1.
Number 5.
At number 5, this player wanted to be traded. But the owner said, no. I'm not even going to meet with you because we're not letting you go anywhere. I mean, anywhere. He's 6'4", 275 pounds. He has a game record on the defensive line. He can play multiple spots on that D-line as well. Very versatile. The athleticism is off the charts. We're going with Myles Garrett at number 5. So much so, I remember a few years back that the Tennessee Titans had 2 tight ends trying to double team Myles Garrett. Well, Myles Garrett said that I'm going to move to the other side of the field. The 2 tight ends moved with him. Myles Garrett said, I'm going to move back to the other side of the field. They moved with him as well. So much so that they got to delay a game because they knew if you did not double team and have a plan for Myles Garrett, that he was going to wreck your offense, wreck your quarterback, a.k.a. wreck your entire game. That's why Myles Garrett, who's had 60 sacks in the last 4 years, is number 5 on my list.
Number 4.
Now, number 4, oh, man. This player plays in the same division, the AFC North. He is the highest paid non-quarterback in the National Football League. What the Steelers did was exactly what they should have done. And Spike Lee made a movie about it, Do the Right Thing. They paid T.J. Watt. The record without T.J. Watt on the football field for the Pittsburgh Steelers is 1-11. The proof is in the pudding, like Grandma used to tell me back in the day. Tell the truth and shame the devil, baby. A lie don't care who tells it. Tell the truth and shame the devil. T.J. Watt is so important to the Pittsburgh Steelers, so much so that he has won games by himself. Sacking a quarterback, forcing fumbles, returning it for a touchdown. The whole 9, everything that you can mention. That's why T.J. Watt is number 4 on my list.
Number 3.
At number 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm working on my Spanish. At number 3, this guy won the Triple Crown this season. He had the most receiving yards, the most touchdown receptions, the most receptions, and also he led the National Football League in yards after catch. A lot of people call him 7-11. He called himself 7-11. Jamar Chase is number 3 on my list because he is hard to defend. He's paired up with his quarterback, Joe Burrow, who he won a national championship with at LSU. But I'm going with Jamar Chase at number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2 is my number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson.
All right, now.
Justin Jefferson then played with so many doggone quarterbacks. Yes, Shannon, I know he played with Kurt was supposed to be my cousins. He played with him. Played last season with Sam Darnold. He's played with other quarterbacks as well. But Justin Jefferson is the jack of all trades. He can be too short, intermediate, deep, can line up in the backfield. He can motion. Doesn't matter if he's single covered, double team, or triple covered. He's going to find a way to make the play. And a lot of people are saying that J.J. McCarthy is not going to have a hard transition.
True.
Because he has the best wide receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson. That's why he's number 2 on my list.
Number 1.
At number 1, this guy had an opportunity to break Eric Dickerson's rushing record. They decided to sit him down for a bigger goal. And that bigger goal was a Super Bowl ring that they got. And, man, when I watched it, they got wings coming out of the ring. Let me say that again. They have wings coming out of the ring. Saquon Barkley led the league in rushing. The Philadelphia Eagles were the 2nd best rushing team in the NFL last year. That offense is predicated off of Saquon. That's why I'm going him at number 1 when you talk about top 5 non-quarterbacks in the NFL today.
I really don't have a problem with your list.
So I'm going to go back through it. At number 5, I had Myles Garrett from the Browns. At number 4, I had T.J. Watt for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At number 3, Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals. At number 2, Justin Jefferson for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right.
And at number 1 in that top spot, a guy who won the Super Bowl and was the leading rusher in the NFL, Saquon Barkley from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. I was hoping to be upset at your list, but I really couldn't be. It's a quite fine list. Those 5 players I agree with. Although when I do my list, there's going to be one of those dudes that won't be on my list that you have on yours. But Saquon Barkley, Eagles running back, is the number 1 non-quarterback on Harry Douglas's top 5 list, part of an NFL Rankem series, by the way. We're 45 days away from Eagles versus Cowboys. They kick off the NFL 2025 season. I'm Freddie Coleman. It's Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. But when it comes to Saquon Barkley, plenty people don't like the fact that he's on the same team with Jalen Hurts. They believe that, hey, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but, man, if I had a Saquon Barkley, I could do some things as well. Whether they're quarterbacks playing today, people in NFL today, or quarterbacks of the past, like Cam Newton, former NFL MVP, on the 4th and 1 podcast when it comes to being hosted by Cam Newton. He doesn't have Jalen Hurts, not even in his top 10 of quarterbacks. I'm not talking about top 5. No, not even in his top 10. Cam, explain yourself.
It's hard for me to grade Jalen Hurts with the talent that he has around him. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, but if we're talking about what they bring to the table holistically, it's hard to judge what Jalen Hurts can do when you're throwing to a guy like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We have tight end skill set. You have a dominant defense, the best running back in the game. Download Madden and see how many stars is on the offensive side of Philly. Like, you got King Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, those guys, that's cool. But when you're comparing, Lamar Jackson still shows you why he's an elite player. Josh Allen has to play elite in order for them to play. Lamar Jackson has to play at a high level for the Baltimore Ravens, even though that they have a dominant defense. Patrick Mahomes, he got a lot of talent, but boy, oh boy, you can't put no John Doe in Patrick Mahomes and think that they still gonna win the way they win it. I understand that. Jalen Hurts does not have to play elite for the Philadelphia Eagles to win.
Now, here are the top 10 quarterbacks according to Cam Newton. At number 10 is Baker Mayfield of Tampa Bay. Number 9, Justin Herbert of the Chargers. Number 8, C.J. Stroud of the Texans. Number 7, Jaden Daniels of the Commanders. Number 6, Jared Goff of the Lions. Number 5, Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams. Number 4, Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes of Kansas City. Number 2, Lamar Jackson of Baltimore Ravens. And he has Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, number 1 on the top 10 quarterback list, according to former NFL MVP Cam Newton.
Okay, well, there are multiple mistakes on that list. And I get it. Cam played quarterback at the highest level. He was an MVP award winner. But Patrick Mahomes will never, ever, ever, ever be off that number one spot until someone proves that he should be off of that number one spot. Because like Cam just mentioned, you can't put Jane Doe in Patrick Mahomes' shoes and tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come out with 15 wins like they did last season.
That's completely right.
Now, let me also say this. To not have Jalen Hurts on this list is a travesty, in my opinion. How could you put Baker Mayfield on this list? And it's no slight against Baker, right? Because I love Baker and I love how he's, overcome a lot of things early on in his career and is playing at the level that he is right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But at the same time, last I can remember, Baker Mayfield lost to who in the first round last year, Freddie Coleman?
Washington Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders. A rookie quarterback at that, at home.
At home.
Ooh, wow. Dang. Dang.
I know it's his list, and everybody's entitled to have their list. Here's the problem I have with it. His reasoning is flawed when it comes to why Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback. He's saying the personnel around him when it comes to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley. Well, the last time I checked, Mike Evans plays with Baker Mayfield with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A guy's going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You look at Jared Goff, he's got a stable of wide receivers and a terrific tight end and a running game with the Detroit Lions.
O-line.
And an O-line that many people believe is second behind the Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to that. Josh Allen's offensive line, there are no scrubs among those guys when it comes to that. And plus, he has James Cook in the backfield. He's been able to do with different kind of wide receivers. The one elite receiver he has been Stephon Diggs, and he was past being an elite receiver when he got to the Buffalo Bills towards the end of his tenure. That's the only problem I have with him making up his list. His logic is flawed to say this is why Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback, because look at the guys he has around him. Well, those other quarterbacks got dudes around them too. I seem to remember Matthew Stafford at one point had Odell Beckham Jr., as well as Puka Nacua, and when Cooper Kupp was announced one of the top 3 wide receivers in the National Football League. So that's the only problem I have with his list. If you don't like Jalen Hurts, tell me you don't like Jalen Hurts. Because to me, Jalen Hurts is pretty an elite quarterback for what they do in Philadelphia. He's playing at an elite level for the kind of offense that they run. I've seen it with my own eyes with 2 Super Bowl appearances in which he outplayed the number 1 guy in the league not once but twice.
So that part right there, Freddie, when the game was the biggest, not just one, but multiple Super Bowl games. Even though the Philadelphia Eagles lost the first one versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Jalen Hurts outperformed Patrick Mahomes.
And by the way, made some elite throws in that game.
In the second matchup, the rematch, I want the rematch, Jalen Hurts was better than Patrick Mahomes again for a second time. And when you look at Mahomes and where he is in his career, I don't even need all my fingers on one hand to tell you how many guys have had the ability to beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff setting. Let me name the 3, folks. Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. He is the 3rd. So think about how that list was before Jalen Hurts. It was only 2, but now it's 3. Jalen Hurts has been able to. Now, do I believe he's an elite quarterback? I'm going to say no, and that's fine. That's okay. But he does a great job for what he needs to do for his football team. And you cannot penalize him because of these surroundings. If you want to blame somebody, there's a guy who a lot of people have a ton of respect for by the name of Howie Roseman. He is the general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles. Send an email or send a note or whatever you want to send to the Philadelphia Eagles facility and make sure Howie Roseman gets it.
Yeah, because
that's the person you need to blame.
Yeah, because the nerve of Howie Roseman to have a quarterback and put pieces around him, to put a great offensive line in front of him, to go get Saquon Barkley when the Giants didn't want to pay him anymore, to go get A.J. Brown in free agency, to draft Devontae Smith and also Dallas Goedert. Howie Roseman, you are a terrible human being. How dare you as a general manager put all those kind of pieces around your quarterback? You should be ashamed of yourself, Howie Roseman, for helping out your quarterback. You should be vilified for drafting Jalen Hurts in the second round when you had a guy that maybe thought was going to be the MVP that year when it came to Carson Wentz. Howie Roseman, you should be ashamed of yourself putting that kind of personnel around your quarterback.
So, Freddie, I would also say this on Cam's front, right? From his perspective and his side of things. he's earned the right to make whatever statement he wants to make about the quarterback position because he's done it at a high level. He was the number one pick. He won a Heisman Trophy. He was the MVP of the league. He's been to a Super Bowl, even though they didn't win it. And even though I don't agree with him, I can understand why he's raising those concerns because when we do talk about Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, those guys, in my opinion as well, they have to do more. But that's not Jalen Hurts' fault.
Right, exactly.
And I don't believe people can, from their minds, erase that Jalen Hurts was at Alabama. He got benched for Tua. Tua came in and won the national championship and made that amazing throw versus cover 2. National championship game right here in Atlanta, Georgia. They can't get out of their minds that Jalen Hurts had to transfer, work on his passing, wasn't a first-round pick.
So
had to get better and better. But I'm just saying though, these are reasons why I feel like, people say things like that because they can't get certain things out of their mind.
Well, here's why. Because they don't want to believe that Jalen Hurts can be an elite quarterback. Everything you just said they're going to use against him, which is idiotic in my opinion, whether you're Cam Newton or Joe Schmo. That's just ridiculous. We always talk about results determine, results matter. Well, we've seen the results from him.
Yeah, he's won.
But it's always a yeah, but. So if you want to do the yeah, but thing, you know what's going to happen. Jalen Hurts is going to play well again this year. If the Eagles go back to the Super Bowl, he's the Super Bowl MVP. Then you're going to run out of things to say. You really are going to run out of things to say when it comes to Jalen Hurts. And if anything, it's the worst thing for the rest of the NFL. You keep giving that guy motivation. He won't make it public, but he hears it. And he's going to ingest it. And he's going to throw it back in people's faces. And as a Cowboys fan, Cam Newton, this is your fault the Eagles go back to back.
So they keep giving Jalen Hurts what?
Motivation.
Kelly Rowland and Lil Wayne have a song about that. Baby, I'm going to be your motivation.
Well, yeah. But they'll try to find something else because Jalen Hurts already has the Eagles as his boo. And that boo's worked in pretty well for the Eagles so far with him as their quarterback. He's Harry Douglas. Hit him on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. Hit me on the socials at Coleman ESPN is Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and Sirius XM Channel 80. So people keep trying to put pressure on Jalen Hurts like that's going to bother him. Well, there's a team trying to challenge the Eagles. They want all the smoke because they believe they're going to smoke everybody else when it's all said and done. We'll tell you who that team is after Harry gives you this word from Grainger.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer all of your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, Chris Canty will have to answer for comparing Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes last year. Yikes, you don't want to miss that. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. Best family-friendly business, date spot, outdoor amusement, pies, bakery, kids activities, and place for kids' parties. Speaking of pies and bakery, have you tried our delicious treats? Apple crisp donuts, fritters, pumpkin bars with cream cheese icing, and of course pies, apple, peach, cherry, pumpkin, pecan, and blackberry cobbler. Stop and load up today or order ahead. You can even buy pies frozen to bake at home. Visit CurtisOrchard.com to learn more.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Tell me about Gale Frericks Trucking.
We're doing great right now with freight and drivers. We do have a couple of spots. For July, I'm going to go ahead. We did last month, and it was great, and it filled up what we had available. I'm going to go ahead and do a $4,000 sign-on bonus for the month of July. And with the reminder that the drivers that are with us when harvest starts will be the first ones that have the opportunity to haul grain in the fall. There'll be about 4 or 5 of those spots open. That means they're home every night. They're making a good paycheck every day. Now they do have to work on the weekends some during harvest because that's all dictated by the weather. But we have several people that enjoy doing that.
You bet.
So if somebody is interested in that, get on with us now, get some regional work in, and be ready to go harvest in the fall.
Give us that contact information.
Email me at timo@gftlog.com or call me 765-793-7131 and hit 4 when the auto attendant answers.
Membership for the Champaign Center Partnership has its perks. Get in on the Summer Retail Roundtable on Monday, July 21st between 10 a.m. and noon at Mother Ghost, 14 East University. On the last day of the month, it's the morning meetup from 9 to 10 a.m. at 1 East Main. Find out what's poppin' with Champaign Center Partnership and get in on the weekly newsletter. Plus, you can promote things going on in your business in downtown, midtown, and campus town when you get the information to Jenna before Thursday at noon. During the summer, Tuesdays from 3 to 6, it's the Farmers Market in downtown Champaign. Plus, the City of Champaign is promoting their Thursdays Sound Bites, 11:45 to 1:15 with music as you enjoy your lunch. Of course, Friday nights, it's Downtown Live from 6 to 9. Be part of the Craft Crawl. Saturday, September 6th. Help plan the Parade of Lights coming right after Thanksgiving. Get the bi-monthly newsletter as you discover Champaign. ChampaignCenter.com.
Stevie J Broadcasting is looking for organizations that regularly distribute information regarding employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notification of job vacancies at our stations, please notify Human Relations at 101 East Washington in Philo, Illinois, 61864, or email hr@sjbroadcasting.com or by phone at 217-367-1195. SJ Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer encouraging minorities and females to apply.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champaign.
What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit SarahChampaign.com. That's SERRA Champaign.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi, a future Basketball Hall of Famer, the latest offseason addition for the Clippers. They've agreed to a deal with 40-year-old point guard Chris Paul, reports ESPN's Shams Charania, and Paul will likely experience a first in what's expected to be his final 21st NBA season, notes ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst.
He's not going to have guaranteed playing time. There are going to be nights where James Harden and their backup Chris Dunn get the minutes at point guard, and Chris Paul might not play at all, which is something you've never seen from him before. He has understood that. He understands that he is going to be in that spot that he hasn't. He wants to be on a competitive team in the market he wants to play in near his family.
Pass rusher Micah Parsons looking for a new contract as he enters the last year of his rookie deal. Reported for Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California today, but it's not clear if he'll practice or hold some kind of hold-in. Owner Jerry Jones said he's not concerned there's been no deal yet. Titans quarterback Will Levis will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery next week. Cam Ward, the top overall pick in this year's NFL draft, will be taking all first-team reps at training camp.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, Chris Canty said last year that Nick Sirianni isn't a championship-winning coach. Whoops. Who's going to be that coach for him this season? We'll tell you on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Hey, man. It's Reggae Monday with Freddie and Harry.
Hustling in on me blood, coffee eating at the mud, to the fire on the flood. Listen to my every word. We the strongest of the strongest. We will be here the longest.
He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. Thanks for joining us on Reggae Monday, Freddie and Harry on Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in and tell that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. Why does this NFL team that has not won a Super Bowl yet want all the pressure on themselves to finally get one? We'll tell you exactly what the team is and why they feel that way. That comes your way in about 5 minutes. But Cam Newton, brother Cam, Cam, former NFL MVP, got his team, the Carolina Panthers, to the Super Bowl. On the 4th and 1 podcast with Cam Newton, he said this is why Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles is not a top 10 quarterback on his list.
It's hard for me to grade Jalen Hurts with the talent that he has around him. Okay. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. But if we're talking about what they bring to the table holistically, it's hard to judge what Jalen Hurts can do when you're throwing to a guy like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We have tight end skill set. You have a dominant defense, the best running back in the game. Download Madden and see how many stars is on the offensive side.
Madden, huh?
Like you got King Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Isaiah Likely, those guys, that's cool. But when you're comparing, Lamar Jackson still shows you why he's an elite player. Josh Allen has to play elite in order for them to play.
Right.
Lamar Jackson has to play at a high level for the Baltimore Ravens, even though that they have a dominant defense. Patrick Mahomes, he got a lot of talent. But boy, oh boy, you can't put no John Doe in Patrick Mahomes and think that they still going to win the way they win it. I understand that. Jalen Hurts does not have to play elite for the Philadelphia Eagles to win.
So based on what he said, Jalen Hurts was John Doe in the Super Bowl and they beat Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. He said you can't have a John Doe and then it'll be Patrick Mahomes. So he called Jalen Hurts a John Doe, a top 10 quarterback.
Well, I think
I'm being funny just to be funny.
Okay.
But still. Sean in Texas at 888-729-3776. Sean in Texas, what do you got to say about Jalen Hurts not in the top 10 quarterback list of former NFL MVP Cam Newton?
Hey, welcome to Brock Purdy's world. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
It's a fair comparison on a different level, different scale, of course, because until he wins a championship, and even if he does, Brock Purdy is always going to be talked about. Well, look who he had around him, or look who his head coach was. So Sean is not wrong by saying, welcome to Brock Purdy's world, Jalen Hurts.
Well, no, I brought the comparison up between those two a few weeks ago, Freddie, and I said the same thing. Like we killed. Not us per se, but a lot of people killed Brock Purdy because of his surroundings.
Yeah.
And they can't get out of their mind that he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
In a 7th round draft pick, the last pick of the NFL draft.
That literally had them get rid of a guy that they traded up for the 3rd pick in the draft, in Trey Lance.
They gave up multiple of draft capital for Trey Lance, who did not pan out. But luckily, they seen something in Brock Purdy, and he saved the day. Literally saved the day, because I do believe if they did not have Brock Purdy, that we might not be talking about, those guys having their jobs.
Or at least getting a contract extension involving Kyle Shanahan, the coach, and John Lynch, the general manager. Rob from my hometown of Brooklyn, USA. Rob, what do you got to say about Cam Newton, former MVP in the NFL, does not have Jalen Hurts in his top 10 list of quarterbacks?
Look, he's tripping. Cam is for sure tripping. Harry, I feel bad about the Braves real quick. Just wanted to get that out the way. Let's go Yanks, diehard Yanks. But I don't understand why everybody's pressed to call Jalen Hurts elite. Like, I honestly think there's only 3 elite quarterbacks in the league. Like, or 3 or 4. You could say 3 or 4. There's good quarterbacks in the league, but elite is that's a different stratosphere. I feel like we throwing that word around too good. There's been tons of good quarterbacks that come by and win on really good teams, and I feel like that's what Hurts is. He's a good quarterback on a great team.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I want people to understand Jalen Hurts is not pressed because people aren't calling him elite. He won a championship, y'all. He has a ring that has wings on it. The wings pop out of the ring. Like, think about that.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts does not get pressed about anything.
Man's in Greece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With Michael Jordan. Just got married in the offseason. So he had 2 rings. One for him and one for the missus.
Man,
the new
winning
Mrs.
the
Hurts.
life.
He was at the Met Gala looking sharp in his French beret. He is not going to be pressed about a guy in Cam Newton who, by the way, Jalen Hurts went to 2 different times to a Super Bowl, one more than Cam Newton, and got a Super Bowl ring, which Cam Newton is never going to get as far as that goes. This was pointed out, and not from me, but Kent hit us on the socials at Coleman ESPN and at H. Douglas 83. He says, hey, Freddie and Harry, is it possible maybe Cam Newton, is a bit bitter that Jalen Hurts has that ring? Cam was great and got blown out by Von Miller and company from that Denver Broncos defense. Funny, no one dissing Peyton Manning for being a bystander, but that sounds like Cam has a touch of bitter beer face involving Jalen Hurts.
Well, a lot of people, they won't diss Peyton Manning first. Let me address this because we knew who Peyton Manning was before that.
Absolutely.
They called him the sheriff for a reason, a.k.a. Buckethead, for a reason. Because he was dropping that football in the bucket left and right. He was the sheriff. He orchestrated. Think about this. When teams know what you're about to do in a no-huddle offense and the receivers don't switch sides and you still can't stop it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You got Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison out wide. You got Edgerrin James.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Peyton Manning was that dude. But I would also say this, Freddie. Folks, it is okay. It is okay for Jalen Hurts to be a very, very, very good quarterback on a very, very good team. Because I would also say this. Just because you have a great team around you,
sure,
everyone from a quarterback perspective, they don't have the capability to lead their team the way the team may need to be led.
Right.
And win a Super Bowl and win it all. How many times have we heard about, man, on paper, they were great, but they couldn't get it done?
Right.
Tons of times.
Yeah, with a great quarterback or not a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Pete, by the way, he's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. It is Reggae Monday on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Keep weighing in at 888-729-3776 on the Freddie and Harry call-in line. Cam Newton does not have Jalen Hurts in his top 10 quarterbacks because he basically was saying that, hey, if I had that kind of personnel, if he had that kind of personnel, it should be in a quarterback's favor when you got Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and an offensive line and that defense. That's his reason why he can't say that he's a great he says he's a great quarterback, but not an elite quarterback. 888-729-3776.
Let me address this really quick. I don't believe Cam is bitter.
Neither do I.
Cam had to carry a different weight than Jalen Hurts had to carry.
Right.
He was throwing to Calvin Benjamin and Dennis Funches. Sure. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, and I get that's probably why he's thinking, well, look what the personnel I had or the guys had that are able to succeed. And he's got essentially that kind of team around him where he had Devin Funches and Kelvin Benjamin and those kind of guys, Greg Olsen as well, who's going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. I'm not going to say there's bitter beer faced by Cam Newton, but at the same time, it does lead people to say, well, just because you didn't have that personnel and he does, why are you tricking on Jalen Hurts that way when you shouldn't be doing something like that when he's been able to, in my opinion, be elite what he does in that offense for the Philadelphia Eagles and has gotten into 2 Super Bowls ever since he was drafted in the 2nd round. Michael in Tennessee, what do you have to say about Jalen Hurts not in the top 10 quarterback list when it comes to Cam Newton, former NFL MVP?
Cam's got his opinion, and you can't throw Ryan Leaf back there or Tim Tebow back there. You got to have talent all the way around, which is why these general managers pick the people that they do. You try to pick the best so that you can be the best. And who's to say that? I mean, the game is played from the neck up. Come on.
It's a great point.
Absolutely.
Right. Here's something else we have to give Jalen Hurts credit for. Versus the Blitz in 2023, he wasn't good. 2024?
Exceptional.
Awesome. Amazing.
Exceptional.
outstanding. That's growth, right? That's also a coaching staff having the answers one year and not having the answers another year. So it's both on the quarterback and the coaching staff, right? Because together you have to be able to be in unison for a common goal to defeat the blitz.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts was entirely better in 2024 than he was in 2023.
The state where Jalen Hurts plays in is Pennsylvania. That's where the Eagles play, also the home of Tracy. Cam Newton, former NFL MVP, does not have Jalen Hurts in his top 10 list of quarterbacks. Tracy, what say you?
Well, first I say something you touched on a few minutes ago. It's the GM's job to put those people around the quarterback.
Yes.
Every GM in the NFL would love to build that kind of team around their quarterback. Number two, I remember a guy saying, to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Well, last February, Jalen Hurts sure beat the man.
And that man is someone I call the standard in the NFL. And not just from the quarterback position, from all positions.
Yeah, because when he did that, it led Eagles fans to go, woo! Just like that, just like the great Ric Flair. Yep. They get that woo on as far as that goes. But I still want to know, what do people exactly want from Jalen Hurts? And nobody's been able to answer me that question. When do you play the lead quarterback?
They want to see it done like the others. And when I mean like the others, well, that's what I'm saying, though, Freddie. Like that's what they want to see. They want to see, okay, Jalen Hurts, you got to get it done week in and week out. But when your team is not made up like that and you don't have to, it will be very stupid for the new offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, to come in and say, Jalen.
Exactly.
We're going to throw it 35 times a game, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because I know if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah. Let me put some Sirianni in it. No, we're not. We have a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley.
Right. And we have a guy who plays quarterback that feeds off the running back and vice versa, which is the staple of the Eagles offense. I don't know what the problem with that is, the way Jalen Hurts, who has been elite in that system for the Eagles. One of our favorites is Dana in Richmond. Dana in Richmond, oh, man, Cam Newton said Jalen Hurts is not on his top 10 list of quarterbacks. Dr. Dana, what say you?
What's up, Hot Sauce Freddy? What's up, HD?
What's going on?
I think I don't agree with Cam list. I agree with y'all when y'all say I don't think Cam hates, but I don't think his evaluation of Jalen Hurts was good when it comes to that list he had. And I say this right here. A lot of people always talking about Joe Burrow. When the time that he found it, when he beat Patrick Mahomes, man, they had Joe Burrow high up on the list. And he had two or three top-notch receivers when he beat Mahomes. Now, Jalen Hurts outplayed him once, even though he lost. Then he outplayed him again and won, and they questioning what type of quarterback he is. Yeah, like he managing the team like the guy in Tampa Bay when Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl. Come on, he's not. Come on, Trent Dilfer type. Oh, bro. Come on, man. Don't do the brother like that. Give him his props. Just give him his props, man. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
So, Dana, I will say this. Now, I love you, but the reason why I'm not big on the comparison when it comes to Joe Burrow is because Joe Burrow had one of the worst offensive lines in the country as well. The man got sacked 9 times in a football game and still found a way. And also, Joe Burrow never had a top 5 defense.
Right. But he's had 2 top 5 wide receivers. Well, one close to it and a guy like that. This is curious from Michael on the socials, the Coleman ESPN and HDelks83. Michael says, if Cam Newton doesn't think Hurts is a top 10 quarterback, I'd be curious to see where he ranked himself then. He had Steve Smith, Greg Olsen, a 2-headed monster in the running back position when it came to Stewart and Williams, and a top defense. That seems to be straight hate by Cam Newton against Jalen Hurts. Michael, take a bow. Michael, say it for those in the back who couldn't hear you.
Mic drop. Hold on. Let me drop the mic.
Yeah, Michael Castle had the mic drop regarding that. Keep weighing in. 888-729-3776. And Jalen Hurts not on Cam Newton's top 10 list of quarterbacks. He says he's a great quarterback, but can't consider him elite because of the personnel around him. 888-SAY-ESPN. 888-729-3776. So Cam Newton can try to put that pressure on Jalen Hurts all he wants. Jalen Hurts like, nah, I'm good. I got one more than you do. This team has a lot of pressure on themselves, and they want all the smoke. But can they stand up to it? This is Freddie and Harry, and this is ESPN Radio.
50 states in 50 days rolls on.
50 states in 50 days, we're in Nebraska. On your mark. Get set. Man, look at this guy. You got it. I can tell we're going to be able to do some cool stuff today.
I think it's a little ironic you're called Scooby because I feel like it might be a little bit of a mystery to try and hit this ball.
50 states, 50 days. This is SportsCenter on tour.
Purple Wave Auction remains the trusted leader in online equipment auctions. What makes the difference is you. You are part of our growing global community that continues to trust Purple Wave with the equipment that builds and feeds America. This trust placed in us by our community, from construction to ag producers and fleet drivers, brings great equipment opportunities to their next owners. Join the Purple Wave community today. PurpleWave.com.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's. Since 1975. Open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Every room is filled with savings this week during the House Full of Savings event at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Get hundreds of dollars off every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get a $50 labor credit for every 100 feet of carpet or floors purchased. And here's a bonus. Get up to a $1,000 rebate on Pergo floors. Plus, get $200 back on every $1,000 you spend on furniture and rugs. And buy it all with 2 years free financing. The House Full of Savings event going on now at Carpet Weavers.
The Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny.
Caleb Williams is coming off a statistically horrible season for a quarterback. But I think there were enough flashes there to make you not give up hope. There were streaks, there were a couple games here and there where he looked good, and the system around him was awful. And I'm optimistic about Ben Johnson. The recent track record of, like, quote-unquote offensive wonderkins going on to become head coaches is good.
Check out The Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jim Abbott defied the laws of Major League Baseball.
He's learned to handle what he calls his situation, being born without a right hand.
He threw a no-hitter at Yankee Stadium, which is amazing. I don't care how many limbs you have.
E60 presents Southpaw, the life and legacy of Jim Abbott. Streaming now on ESPN+.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, man. It's Reggae Monday with Freddie and Harry.
I put my letter in the air for you. I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you go through. I put my letter in the air for truth is beautiful.
He's Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman, and it's Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry on Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as tune in. And don't forget to tell that smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. The Lions in Detroit, they want it all. Cash, money, and rings. And they want the smoke that's going to be accompanying that, even though they had it last year and they were not able to get it done. Well, David Montgomery, the running back who was injured last year, he's ready to run like somebody's trying to catch him and take his money away from him. And he says, hey, the smoke is there and we want it.
Everybody's out here hungry. You know, we tired of just being like at the close. Everybody's tired of being close, you know. It's cool to be close at first, but you don't want to get comfortable with being close all the time. That's not what you want to be known for, especially when you know you got the guy that you got on this team, and you know you want to finish it. So that's the year. This is the year for us, you know, the year of the reckoning and the year that we choose that we need to finish.
Go ahead with your bad self there, David Montgomery, letting everybody know that last year was then. We should have gotten it done last year. We don't care about the Eagles. We don't care about anybody else. We know that we were the best team in the NFL last year, in our opinion, and we let it get away with all the injuries and everything. He wants it all. That's a direct message, I guarantee, from Dan Campbell to his team. And David Montgomery put out there to say, this is what we believe in the Motor City.
A direct message from a direct player who has cachet within that locker room as well. Freddie, I had a chance to interview him during the Super Bowl. And David Montgomery, is all business. Mm-hmm. There's no nonsense when it comes to him and the way he moves around and the whole nine. So, you know, him saying this holds weight, in my opinion. But also when you look at the Lions, and they're going to have to replace their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Kelvin Shepard is taking over for the defense. John Morton is taking over for the offense. John Morton has been in this system before, so it's not like he's foreign to everything that they do. But the biggest replacements are going to be on the offensive line, in my opinion. And when you draft a rookie in Tate Ratledge, okay, we got to put him on over there with Penei Sewell, one of the better tackles in the game. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's going to be able to come along in a massive way to be able to help the Detroit Lions. But, you know, this is a team who last year was upset by the Washington Commanders, a rookie quarterback at home. Jared Goff didn't play his best. Yeah. And a team that we all thought was going to the Super Bowl the previous year before a second half collapse. So why not now for the Detroit Lions? Now, this team, they aren't going anywhere anytime soon because I believe in Dan Campbell and the culture that he has built, being the head coach. Sure. But you say to yourself, if you're David Montgomery and company and the rest of the guys, I'm tired of it almost happening. It's time for it to actually happen.
I wonder how much of that, what you had to say, is about the Detroit Lions. And, man, maybe the pressure got to us last year a little bit. We just got to go out and play football. It's always that thing, and it always comes back to haunt teams. You're not careful. It's one thing to hunt down people, but when people are chasing you, that's a whole different attitude. That's a whole different mindset. And the Lions handled it relatively well until they kept losing guys time after time after time, player after player after player on defense. Maybe not having those kind of expectations, but knowing what the standard is now in Detroit could be the best thing for the Lions. It didn't work out in 2024. Could be a lot better for them in 2025. Because at least the Lions are tired of waiting for next year. It's been that next year mentality for the Dallas Cowboys since 1996. But somebody from that organization believes they can be a championship team. Here's a hint. It's not the owner. It's somebody else. That's next on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
Scotty Scheffler put it out there by saying, I need perspective when it comes to my golf game and my family life and making sure the two don't mirror each other, or at least the golfing game getting in the way of my family life. Then what does he do? He goes out to the British Open and waylays everybody in Northern Ireland, and now he's only one Grand Slam away from the career Grand Slam. We all want stars to be stars, and Scotty Scheffler is the biggest star on the PGA Tour. Even if he doesn't want to be a star, I wonder if he's going to try to maybe bite the bullet a little bit, because I guarantee there are going to be certain people in the PGA that are going to say, hey, Scotty, need a little bit more out of you. Need a little more that fans want from you. But if you don't want to do that, if you're not comfortable doing it, then you shouldn't do it. The problem with that is we're really in a post-Tiger Woods world in terms of having that superstar that can command that kind of attention for the casual golf fan. If Scotty Scheffler does not want to do it, nobody can make him. And then what's the PGA Tour going to do about that? In 60 seconds, WNBA players make their stand.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Those T-shirts said so much with these 6 words. Pay us what you owe us. That's what WNBA All-Stars, whether they were playing or not playing, wore during WNBA All-Star Game festivities happening on Saturday. They know that new contract, that's going to bring more money than the WNBA has ever seen next year. And the players are like, look, this contract is happening because a lot of our blood, a lot of our sweat, and a lot of our tears. So they made their stand. So now you're Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, and the board of governors in charge of the league. What are you going to do about it? Because the last thing I think this league needs is a protracted contract battle when you're so hot as an entity that plenty of people are paying attention to your sport more than ever before. So the ladies of the WNBA, they made their stand over the weekend. What is the WNBA bosses going to do about that? For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A return to the Clippers for Chris Paul. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, the 40-year-old point guard's agreed to a deal with LA for his 21st and expected final season in the NBA. It'll be Paul's third stint with the Clippers. As Cowboys training camp begins, Pro Bowl guard Tyler Smith has big expectations for Dallas in 2025. Super Bowl champions. He believes it's realistic because of key pieces they added this offseason. It's been nearly 30 years since the Cowboys played in an NFC title game and in a Super Bowl. Unsportsmanlike co-host and Super Bowl champion Chris Canty.
The Dallas Cowboys as Super Bowl contenders. Why can't they get there? Because there are a lot of other teams in your division and in your conference that are better than you are. And then, oh, by the way, the best player on the team doesn't have a contract extension.
Chris referring to Micah Parsons entering the final year of his rookie deal, likely looking to reset the pass rusher market. Titans quarterback Will Levis will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery next week. The top overall pick in this year's draft, Cam Ward, will take all first-team reps at training camp.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty. Coming up Tuesday, I'll tell you the NFL team that I think has the chance to make the biggest leap this upcoming season. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
Thanks for coming through.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
We appreciate
this
you.
This is Freddie and Harry.
I'm hoping that the 999 challenge is the lie, because if my boy E-Dog stuffed 9 hot dogs down his mouth and 9 in it, boy, we got to go to counsel. I'm going to go to counseling with you.
Look, we had this great deal with they called the O'Fallon Hoots, so I was from Hootie Hoo! By the 6th beer, you know. But yeah, it was a great deal. We had unlimited beers, soft drinks, hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, hamburgers. When else am I going to do that, right? You know?
I have further questions. Let me ask you this, E-Dog. Were you the only one that did this challenge?
Okay, that's a good question.
I was. Man. But this was inspired by Nick Cardi, who had once done it.
So
he did the 9 and 9 and 9?
9 of them dogs, too?
Really? He did the 999?
He did.
Oh,
he did.
Wow. This is Freddie and Harry.
It is Reggae Monday for you, and of course you when it comes to me, Freddie Coleman and Harry Douglas. And it's happening right now on the best show on your radio, known as Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance. And we is here on the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in. And always tell that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. 10 minutes away, give or take a minute or two, the best and worst of your sports weekend. It'll include flag football, the WNBA, and, of course, Harry Douglas' completely bad Atlanta Braves. That comes your way in about 10 minutes, give or take a lie or two, when it comes to the best of your sports weekend. Cowboys opening training camp today. Jerry Jones had plenty to say about the contract negotiations that are in, I guess you could say, in detail and on the way involving him and Micah Parsons. But Tyler Smith, Cowboys offensive tackle. Oh, young Squire feeling pretty confident about his Cowboys not just being better in 2025 compared to 2024 when they went 7-10, but this much better?
Super Bowl champions. That's always the expectation. So, yeah.
You think that's a realistic goal?
I think it is a realistic goal because we can win the Super Bowl. Like, why not? Why can't we win? Do you think it's unrealistic?
You think the roster is in place to do that?
I think it is in place to do that, yes, sir.
Oh, Tyler Smith, you're so cute for a big man. I don't mind the confidence. And when I heard that, I said to myself, that's Brian Schottenheimer getting through to his team, saying, why not you guys? Why can't it be you guys? This year has nothing to do with what happened the last year or the year before that. It's about what are you guys going to do this year? If I have that kind of belief in you, then why can't you have belief in yourself? You can call it conceit. You can call it cockiness. You can say he's completely delusional, thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. But Harry, you played in the NFL for 10 years. Even if you know the situation is not a winning situation, you're not going to let everybody else know that, especially before the results come in with the regular season 45 days away.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird position for Tyler Smith to be in right there. But because of the history of the Dallas Cowboys and what they have not been able to do, I personally probably would have been like, hey, man, I'm focusing on the now. And training camp is starting right now. If we do what we're supposed to do, there could be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to tell people what your goals are and what you are trying to accomplish, because we have got to know that for the Dallas Cowboys, it's been a lot of that the past off seasons, and I personally have felt like this off season they've done a great job of limiting the distractions, and for the most part, just focusing on football outside of Jerry Jones.
Well, one thing that Ryan Clark, one of our contemporaries, ESPN NFL analyst, he has a lot of faith in the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to a certain position that I'm sure Harry Dawes can't wait to weigh in on.
This is going to be the second best quarterback wide receiver duo in all of football. Joe Burrow, Chase, and Higgins will be number one. Dak Prescott, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb will be number two. You have CeeDee Lamb, who is a top 5 wide receiver based on production. And then you have George Pickens, who is a top 5 wide receiver based on what he left the hospital with. And now you couple those with Dak Prescott, who finished second in MVP voting 2 years ago, and a team that found a way to win 7 games last year with Cooper Rush and a defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed. I believe that this team has a chance to compete, but I think Dak Prescott shows us this year why he's the highest paid quarterback in the league. CeeDee Lamb shows that he's one of those ones, and George Pickens has something to prove. And everything that you're hearing out of that building is he's focused on being a better man away from the field. He's focused on maturing, but we know what he can do when you give him the ball in 50-50 opportunity.
Just a small little counter, just a little tiny little counter.
Just a little bit? Okay, just a little bit.
When I heard Ryan Clark, who does a phenomenal job for ESPN and also on the Pivot podcast, when I heard him say the Cowboys will have the second best wide receiver duo in the National Football League, I said, whoa, I have to pause for the cause. Wait a minute. Now it's time for Harry to put something in it. I'm not putting them ahead of a guy that's going to be Matthew Stafford, that is, at the quarterback position, who's going to be throwing to Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams in a team that already has a running game with Kyron Williams.
Right.
So now teams do have to commit to the box. And if you do not commit to the box, Sean McVay understands that, hey, we're just going to run it down your throat. So now when you do commit more defenders to the box, Puka Nacua is one-on-one. Devontae Adams is one-on-one. By the way, also Puka Nacua does a lot of the dirty work. So there are a lot of things that you can hide because he blocks in the run game. He motions majority of the time. He does everything that 2 or 3 players do in one body. Right. On top of being big, strong, physical, can run routes, can make contested catches, can make acrobatic catches. And Devontae Adams has not lost anything. Those 2 guys are going to be paired up with Matthew Stafford.
I'll give you another quarterback wide receiver trio that's better than CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Dak Prescott. Those dudes in Cincinnati, when it comes to Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins.
Well, he said behind them, though. But they're my number one.
Yeah, they're number. But I like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens a lot. I like to see it on the field, so we'll wait and see with those 2 and Dak Prescott. But as of right now, I'm not putting ahead of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow. I'm not putting ahead of those guys. There's no way I'm doing that. And J.J. McCarthy turns out to be what we think he's going to be. What is that going to look like with J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson, who many people believe is the best wide receiver in the National Football League?
Well, I would also throw out there because – my number 2 wide receiver duo in the National Football League is, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
That's another group. With Jalen Hurts.
I can't help but think that teams are going to stack the box as well and try to limit the run game of the Eagles. And A.J. Brown last year and throughout his entire career has been one of the better wide receivers versus man coverage. And Devontae Smith, even though he's a smaller receiver, can run routes, can make contested catches, can get in and out of breaks, and can be available for his quarterback when the quarterback needs him to be available.
Yeah, the best thing, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to flip that around from last year. You went 7-10. is that you got to be strong in the line of scrimmage. That means your offensive line has got to be better, and they believe it's going to be with that kind of youth that they have, that athleticism that at times was lacking, and also the defensive line, because I still wonder what that's going to look like, the Dallas Cowboys. I know Matt Eberflus is the defensive coordinator, not a good head coach in Chicago, but he can dial up some defenses. You would think they should be exponentially better when they sign, not if, when they sign Micah Parsons. If they can't win at the line of scrimmage, then it's going to be a 7-10 team. It's going to be a 6-11 team, because your quarterback is only going to be as good as the help around him. And if that defense is playing lights out, like we saw a couple of years ago, Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator, and you can find any kind of semblance of your running game that does not begin and end with your quarterback, then yeah, this team could be a market improved team, could be a 9-win team, could be a 10-win team, and maybe make the playoffs. The problem with Dallas is the two teams in their division ahead of them are going to stay ahead of them. When it comes to Philadelphia, Washington, outside of a rash of injuries, those two teams are better than the Cowboys, especially when they can control the line of scrimmage a lot better than the Dallas Cowboys defense and offensive lines can. So I like the fact that Tyler, baby, I love you. I'm glad you're feeling good about your Dallas Cowboys, my Dallas Cowboys. But until I actually see it, and I'm proven that it's going to be a different Dallas Cowboys team I've seen in recent memory, it's just a pipe dream that's being put out there, probably as a message from his head coach to say he believes in us. This how much that we believe in each other.
So I'll make this easy for a lot of people that's listening right now. The Dallas Cowboys are not Super Bowl contenders.
No.
They are not Super Bowl contenders. Now, let me also say this, Freddie. If that offensive line can gel, if they can be the most physical unit on the football field when they're going against whatever respected defense, and that run game now is into play, this offense could be pretty scary. Now, let's flip to the defensive side of the ball. I firmly believe the inability to stop the run is something that you don't want to be known for if you're the Dallas Cowboys defense. Because two teams in your division, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders, were second last season and third in rushing the football. So when I look at their young players, and we know about Adigi Zua, we know about Michael Parsons, we know about Dante Fowler, but these young players I'm about to mention are guys who need to step up and help be better versus the run, in which the Dallas Cowboys were 29th stopping the run last season. When I see a guy like Mozzie Smith have to be better moving forward. Donovan Izareku, that's the guy that they drafted out of Boston College, who was second in college football last year and second to quarterback. But you just can't be a one-trick pony. You can't just want to sack the quarterback. You have to have the ability to stop the run as well. When I look at Marshawn Nealon, who's also another big-body guy, you have to be better. Young linebacker, DeMarvion Overshown, coming back from an injury, have to be dynamic in all kind of ways, stopping the run game. So I just named 4 young players who have to up their game in 2025 to assist the Dallas Cowboys defense in being able to be better versus the run, which they weren't a season ago.
Question for both of you guys, going back to the offensive side of the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've had so much conversation about elite quarterback play with Hurts, Mahomes, Burrow, those guys. You got inconsistent offensive line play with the Cowboys. You still have question marks about the run game, but you know you have two good wideouts. So is Dak Prescott good enough to overcome some of those questions at the offensive line and run game? What does he have to do to elevate his game to make up for those shortcomings in those two departments?
So let me say this. In 2025, if you don't have a run game, don't expect to be where you want to be at the end of the season.
Yeah, because we've seen
it's that simple.
We've seen he's had the running game with Ezekiel Elliott, and those two were together. It was a two-fisted attack that had defenses really shaking and really on skates.
But to your point, Shannon, for Dak Prescott, I'm never worried about him when it comes to regular season football.
Absolutely.
It's in the playoffs. Can you carry over what you've been able to do in the regular season, which is play well, and be the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are winning and not the reason why they're losing?
He's had too many scared moments. What I mean by that is it looked like the moment has been too big for him, or that he's unable to unleash and just go out there and play because of where he plays, who he plays for, and the position that he plays. If he can just go out there and just let it rip, when you don't expect him to, then maybe, just maybe, that could be a better deal for Dak Prescott if and when they get to the playoffs, although I still think that is not going to be the case in 2025. With Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman, it's Reggae Monday on Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. This way, get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com.
From the top stories in sports,
This is a huge story.
to the bottom.
So we reach the bottom of the barrel.
This is 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's all about what happened, part of your sports weekend, the best and worst of it in each and every week. Somebody has the positive and the other has the negative. Somebody's going to be Mr. Fun and the other one's going to be Mr. Not Fun. For this Monday, I'm Mr. Fun and Harry is Mr. Not Fun when it comes to 3 Up and 3 Down. We always start the positive with
number 1.
Nafisa Collier. Yes, take a bow, young lady. Not just the All-Star MVP for the WNBA over the weekend. I think she made every shot she took. And I'm being facetious just to be facetious. But she's making a very, very strong case that we know A'ja Wilson is the number 1 player in the world for the Las Vegas Aces. That gap has now considerably with Nafisa Collier, what she's been able to do. Even long before she got the All-Star Game MVP. She literally started a league with Breanna Stewart, unrivaled, that just signed not 1, not 2, not 3, but 13 different college players to NIL deals. Signed AZ Fudd of UConn, Juju Watkins of USC. So, yeah, they're in the business to make money. Nafisa Collier getting it done on and off the court. That's a bad mama right there, and she may be only getting started on and off the court, involving the WNBA and the business when it comes to women's sports.
And also, she's on the number 1 team in the WNBA right now, the Minnesota Lynx, and she leads every single woman in scoring right now in the WNBA with 23.2 points per game. She's blocking shots. She's getting steals. She's playing at a unbelievable level right now, Freddie, and I love her game, and she really showed out. Now, my number 1 down, we're going to go to the baseball diamond. Y'all, I flew back from New York City. Had a great time in New York when my wife was able to do all my shows last week from New York. Sports Center, Get Up, First Take, Freddie and Harry. Flew back home, got off the plane, drove 3 hours to Albany, Georgia.
Okay.
Did a back-to-school bash down there in the Albany community. Had a great time. Said, let me drive 3 hours back. Let me go pick up my baby boy, my son, Harry Douglas V, a.k.a. Princey. For us to go to the Braves and Yankees game. This is game 2 now. Yeah, Braves have won game 1. Ronald Acuna Jr. had that amazing throw from right field, throwing a runner out at third base. The Braves are up in the game. And the starting pitcher for the Braves, Joey Wentz, did a fantastic job, Freddie Coleman. 4 innings, 0 runs for the Yankees. They take him out. They go to relief pitching. Lord, please, Alex Anthopoulos, can you get us better relief pitching? I beg you here on radio. 6 other pitchers pitched for the Atlanta Braves.
Oof.
And they allowed 12 runs.
Oof.
Excuse me.
Spoiled the night for me and my son. Spoiled 3 Up and 3 Down this week for me because I wanted to come in here, and one of my downs, I wanted it to be the New York Yankees. As supposed to be contenders, going down to Atlanta, only to be thrusted. And whatever kind of thrust you want to put in front of it, hey, that's to your liking.
Okay.
Only to be thrusted by the Atlanta Braves. That's not what happened, folks. They blew 2 5-run leads in one game, gave up a grand slam at the tail end of the game, and me and baby boy really deflated my son. My son, oh, daddy, another one. But my son said that as a father, as a fan first, right. I wanted to hit the steering wheel and use words that I'm not supposed to be using. But I had to remember I had my son in the car. So my number 1 down is the Atlanta Braves. Losing 2 games to the stanky Yankees.
Those poor Braves losers.
Number 2.
One doubt that you can have a Bryson Wright of the Jaguars Elite 14 and under team to win the the flag football championship sponsored by the NFL. You can say he's too young to have all that kind of experience. You may be right. But this weekend, just Google his name, Bryson Wright, the catch. in a flag football game, leaping over 3 different dudes, a one-handed backhand he called for the touchdown. That's automatically going to be a catch of the year candidate no matter what sport it is. He's 15 years of age. He lives in Jacksonville, Florida. He's 6'3", 210 pounds at 15 years of age. They showed him at the coin toss before the championship game yesterday, and he literally looked like a grown man out there with little kids. I don't think I've ever seen someone play flag football where you have people making business decisions, but they did. He caught one ball in the middle, and guys just headed for the hills. According to ESPN, he has over 41 offers from Division I schools: Colorado, Florida, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Texas, like I mentioned. Can you imagine Ohio State gets this guy in 3 years looking like that, and they've now become wide receiver you along LSU? Bryson Wright. If you didn't see him, just Google him. You will be amazed. And remember, he's only 15 years of age.
My number 2 down, I'm going to stay right there with Bryson Wright. And that viral catch that he had, one-handed, backhanded, I don't even know how that's even possible.
I agree.
With the velocity on the football and how the young man has bear paws for hands. I don't even know how it's possible and still have control when you hit the ground. Just crazy to me. But my down is for those 3 defenders, one in which tried to bump him and knock him off track while the football was in the air. Get off me, little boy, little man. Like a little fly. You just thump it off your shoulder.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Bryson Wright did. Those defenders, guys, you were on the wrong side of being viral. Now you have to live with that the rest of your life and the rest of your high school career. Man, wasn't you the guy that got mossed by Bryson Wright? Weren't you one of the 3? So that's why my number 2 down is for those 3 young men who were on the bad side of things. And I will tell y'all this. Don't be surprised if you see somebody on That Boy Bad this week.
Well,
yeah, I have Get Up Again on Thursday.
Well, if he's not number 1, then stop doing it. If that's not number 1, or at least in the top 2, then stop doing it when it comes to That Boy Bad on Get Up this Thursday with Harry Douglas, Mike Greenberg, and the crew.
Number 3.
Hey, Milwaukee Brewers, stop it. They've won 10 in a row. They've won 6 against the Dodgers this year, coming off a weekend sweep. That NL Central race is going to be hellacious. You got Milwaukee. You got Chicago. You got Cincinnati. That's going to be some kind of race involving those 3 teams, part of 4 teams in that division, in which everybody's playing above 500 baseball. But that Brew Crew, they're still upset that my Mets beat them last year on their home field in the wild card playoffs, and now they're taking out on everybody. This team is strong. They can pitch. They can hit. They can run. They are tough. That Brew Crew is laying waste to everybody with 10 wins in a row. If they want to win in their division, they're going to be a hard 9 innings to deal with in the playoffs in the National League. Not if, but once they get there.
Freddie, my number 3 down, the basketball tournament.
The TBT.
Yeah. So Princey loves watching those. So me and my son, we're watching last night together. He actually went to sleep, insisted on going to sleep to one of the basketball games last night. But he asked me while we were laying in my bed watching it before it was time for him to take a bath. He was asking me about the teams and how they were constructed. I was like, well, see, this Louisville team, these are guys that once probably played at one point collegiately or whatever. And we're watching the games, right? And Princey said, Daddy, why so many of them, why are they losing their hair? And I immediately laughed out loud. I said, son, they're getting a little bit older. It's not like when they played at college, you know? And I just thought that was funny. It tickled the hell out of me, Freddie, because it came out of nowhere. Daddy, why so many of them have bald spots in their head?
That's Princey's way of saying basketball's for young people only, not these old dudes out there trying to recapture some past glory. Part of the basketball tournament, better known as TBT. With Harry Douglas, hit him on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. Hit me on the socials at Coleman ESPN. It's Reggae Monday. Freddie and Harry Mon for Woman out there, presented by Progressive Insurance. So Harry Douglas, not too long ago, about 90 minutes ago, gave his top 5 non-quarterbacks in the National Football League. Well, will my list equal his list? Nah, my list is going to be better. That's next on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Tuesday, training camps across the NFL are opening up, and we'll tell you why one team remains in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. That's Tuesday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I bet I can guess the squad.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Mom, she won't stop touching me. Broccoli stinks.
Guys, no phones at the table.
Family dinner time? Not easy. But you know what is easy? OSF On-Call Urgent Care. When you need convenient, affordable care for minor illnesses and injuries, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. Be seen in person or connect 24/7 online when and where you need it. Learn more at osfoncall.org/urgent care.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
We're talking to John Reichert and Neil Asklin. I guess the first question for me, John, is what is it like being part of A&R, knowing how this all started? It was your grandfather, then your dad, and now you, and 100 years in business is hard. How do you explain that?
Well, it's incredible, honestly. When I was a boy, obviously, my father was running the company. It's always been, part of my life, but I knew that we had good people, at that time that worked for the company. I think with God's help and protection that we survived and frankly thrived.
I think the thrive is the key word here. Neil Asklin, I guess let me ask you about your dad, Ken Asklin, who partnered with Dave and they got it going in the 50s and kept it going. And you being part of the company.
I've been around since I was a young teenager, so something that I've grown to love, and the camaraderie and getting things done. And these huge projects that we're doing now is just amazes me.
A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later.
Every room is filled with savings this week during the House Full of Savings event at Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Get hundreds of dollars off every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get a $50 labor credit for every 100 feet of carpet or floors purchased. And here's a bonus. Get up to a $1,000 rebate on Pergo floors. Plus, get $200 back on every $1,000 you spend on furniture and rugs. And buy it all with 2 years free financing. The House Full of Savings event going on now at Carpet Weavers.
Bang the gong at the 26th Annual Region I Golf Outing to benefit our local Special Olympics Illinois athletes. Join us on Friday, August 1st at the University of Illinois Orange Golf Course with registration and lunch at 11 a.m. and a shotgun start at noon. Golfers will enjoy fun games out on the course, including the Gong Show Game Hole and Plinko Hole, with awards to top teams and individuals. Registration is $400 for a team of 4 and includes free Riggs beer for golfers over 21. A special thanks to the Hole all-in-one sponsors Rosati's of Urbana, Roadshow Catering, Apex Clean Energy, Consolidated Communications, Diamond Brothers Insurance, Dick's House of Sports, and Stevie J Broadcasting. Register today at support.soill.org/iGolf4I. Again, we hope to see you Friday, August 1st at the U of I Orange Golf Course in Savoy. Sign up now as a team, player, or sponsor. Follow us at Special Olympics Illinois Region I on Facebook for all the details.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Point guard Chris Paul will be playing his 21st and expected final NBA season where he'd hoped near his family in L.A. ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting the 40-year-old agreed to a deal with the Clippers. It'll be his third stint with the organization. Cowboys training camp kicked off today in Oxnard, California. Pass rusher Micah Parsons, as expected, reported as the drama over his contract continues. He's entering the final year of his rookie deal, likely is looking to become the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. In a way that only he can, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones addressed that matter.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Packers right tackle Zach Tom agreed on a 4-year, $88 million extension, $30 million signing bonus, largest in NFL history for an interior offensive lineman.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, man. It's Reggae Monday with Freddie and Harry.
They got so much to say right now. They got so much things to say. They got so much to say right now. They got so much to say.
Thanks for joining us on Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance. I'm Freddie Coleman. He is Harry Douglas, and we are glad to be here with you on SiriusXM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in and tell that smart speaker of yours they'll play ESPN Radio. Chris Paul with another NBA team. What does that mean for this star-crossed NBA team that he's about to join? That comes your way in about 10 minutes. But Harry Douglas gave his top 5 non-quarterbacks about 90 minutes ago. It is going to be my turn, and believe me, we're going to compare the list as we do a little remix.
ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup of the top 5 faces of the NFL.
Roger Goodell.
Patrick Mahomes. Jerry Jones is the face in the NFL. To the top 5 challengers to the champs.
It's the Baltimore Ravens. It's their time.
The Detroit Lions.
The Kansas City Chiefs at number 1 on my list.
And everything in between. This is ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup. Top 5 quarterbacks.
More like the top 5 non-quarterbacks, because we're kind of making a whole kind of flip as far as that goes. Now, Harry's top 5 list, he had Myles Garrett, the Browns defensive end, at number 5. T.J. Watt, Steelers linebacker, at number 4. Jamar Chase, Bengals wide receiver, at number 3. Justin Jefferson, Vikings wide receiver, number 2. And Saquon Barkley, his Saquoniness of the Philadelphia Eagles at running back, number 1 on Harry's list. How similar are our lists, and how are they different? Well, let's find out right now.
Number 5.
Well, I got Jamar Chase at number 5, the Bengals wide receiver. For my money, he's the best wide receiver in the National Football League. There's not a route that he can't run, and you can really split hairs between him and Justin Jefferson. If you tell me if I give somebody a first pick out of wide receivers, and one of those two is my consolation prize, I'm going to win a lot of football games, no matter who somebody else is going to choose. Both of those dudes were in the same wide receiver room at LSU. What was practice like for the LSU defense? I can say it in this answer. Not good. Trying to cover those guys. And Joe Burrow was their quarterback when LSU had one of the great offenses we've seen in college football in the last 30 years. I got Jamar Chase at number 5.
Number 4.
Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. The fact that he wanted to stay with that situation, I said, man, that's a lot of money. But as Tupac said, I ain't mad at you.
No.
For staying for that kind of money.
$40 million a year?
Absolutely. Now, not saying he couldn't have got that somewhere else, but hey, $40 million is $40 million. That's generational kind of money. Just the way that he can just dominate games from any position on the football field. They line him with so many different places that you always have the 2 people blocking him. And if you don't, then you should be fired as an offensive coordinator. There's no way that guy should have one-on-one blocking, because if you do, then you will pay for that, and you should pay for that. I got Myles Garrett at number 4.
Number 3.
I'm really happy for him, even though he's in the division where my team plays, and that's Saquon Barkley, the Philadelphia Eagles. You knew that he was going to be that dude. But then behind that offensive line, making plays, running and catching and blocking. He's so good at what I like to call those long shorties. Give him a short run, and also a 5-yard run becomes a 70-yard run. That ability and that speed in that kind of frame when it comes to Saquon Barkley, believe me, you can look at him and say, we should be able to catch him. Then once he gets going, you see the back of his jersey. You just see him just disappearing into the distance, what he's able to do. I got Saquon Barkley at number 3.
Number 2.
For my money, this guy's the best offensive lineman in football. He's Penei Sewell of the Detroit Lions. Right tackle. They run so many different plays to get him to knock somebody out. Linebacker, defensive lineman, safety, cornerback, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He is literally a dancing bear. He's a big man with ballet feet. They've even run plays for him to catch the football. And he has great hands as well. If he wanted to be a great tight end, he probably could. More than likely, the track he's on is going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a first ballot. There isn't anything he can't do in the football field playing the right tackle position. Anytime they need to get something done, guess who they run behind? That Penei Sewell guy. For my money, he's the best offensive lineman in football. I have him at number 2.
Number 1.
My top non-quarterback on my list is a guy that just got paid. Let's do the song. You just got paid. It wasn't Friday night. TJ Watt is out of sight. For my money, pound for pound, he's the best football player in the National Football League. And a self-made player. Nobody saw this coming. Even though he was a first-round pick, nobody said that guy was going to be on track to be the next great defensive end. He may want to be in better than his brother J.J. Watt, who was no slouch. What kind of milk were they drinking as kids to be J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt, 2 Hall of Fame football players in the same family? He gets it done. He's earned his money. He's the heart and soul of that football team. For my money, the best non-quarterback in the National Football League is Mr. T.J. Watt of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Freddie Coleman.
Shannon Penn got your ear to say something silly. I can tell.
No.
Okay.
He did not.
Oh, he did?
It's just,
I'll
save it for a better time.
Oh, Lord.
I'll save it for a better time. Now, let me say this. Let me ask you this question.
All right.
Because I really do like your list.
Okay. You're about to tear it apart right now, but go ahead.
No Justin Jefferson
No
at
Justin
the wide receiver position.
No, and I love Justin Jefferson. He was number 6 on my list. He was number 6.
But let me also ask you this, because I can't ignore the simple fact that Saquon Barkley, the Philadelphia Eagles prior to Saquon, they had a lot of success.
Sure.
But when Saquon joined this team and became the best player on the Philadelphia Eagles overall,
I get it.
That said something to me, number one.
Okay.
On top of being the only person on this list with a ring.
I get it. Well, that's not everything.
But a lot of the Eagles getting that ring was on the back of Saquon Barkley as well, too.
Okay.
So that's why I had Saquon number 1 on my list.
And it's a fair point, but to flip it around and use your terminology, when they drafted Penei Sewell, that changed everything with the Detroit Lions. All of a sudden, Dan Campbell said, I got a guy that I know is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Then they go get a Jared Goff at quarterback. They draft Jahmyr Gibbs. They signed David Montgomery. And anytime they needed something done, they ran behind Penei Sewell. Or he was keeping the quarterback clean. I call him the sun blocker because he's out there, you don't see the sun at all. Or if you're playing indoors, you don't see the lights. You may get your lights knocked out, but you're not going to see the lights trying to do Penei Sewell. To your point about Saquon Barkley, how that changed the Philadelphia Eagles and made them that kind of team, they don't draft Penei Sewell. I don't think the Lions are where they are. He gave them that attitude. When he came, he said, I want to be here. we're going to get this done in the Motor City. And everybody said that's a big man that's feeling good about that. And what has happened ever since they drafted that guy? They've been going up as an organization in terms of reality and perception. I think pound for pound, he's the best offensive player in the National Football League, Penei Sewell. And that's not slighting anybody else. But there's certain things he can do. You say, how does a big guy do those kind of things?
True story.
Every play for that Lions offensive line. That's how much I love Penei Sewell of the Detroit Lions.
So, let me ask you this.
Here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, he's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman.
He's smiling.
I know.
Whenever you hear me say so.
I know. And I'm prepared for it and all for it. I'm all for it.
What is the common goal for all of these teams?
Oh, to win a championship.
Win a championship.
Win a championship.
Win a championship.
Win a championship. Mm-hmm.
Who on this list has a championship? I'm just asking.
Well, we got Saquon Barkley as a championship. He's on both of our lists.
He's on both our lists.
He's on both of our lists.
I just feel like if you have a ring like Saquon Barkley has.
Is that your marker?
No, it's not my marker, but how much did we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles the last few years as being a certain team, but then as soon as one person joined their team, they became drastically better.
Okay. It's fair, but not. Hold on. Let's not say drastically better.
Okay, I'm probably using that word a little loosely.
Yeah, because they did get to a Super Bowl 2 years before they got Saquon Barkley. They kind of lucked out that the Giants organization was Rudy Poo and let him go.
They had more of an identity once Saquon Barkley joined their team.
Well, all right, to flip it around on you. Penei Sewell added to the identity the Detroit Lions are looking to do.
Okay, so here's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So Penei Sewell, although I feel like he is a damn good player, a really good one, but when push comes to shove, Saquon Barkley is touching the football majority of the time.
I get it. But the reason
Penei Sewell plays for the Lions, and the Lions just lost to the Washington Commanders, who the Philadelphia Eagles dominated.
Okay, well, I'm not going to punish Penei Sewell for doing his job, and the quarterback and the defense failed him. That's not on Penei Sewell.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's not a reflection of his abilities. And by conversely, Saquon Barkley was great. His organization was terrible with the New York Giants. I'm not going to blame Saquon Barkley's lack of greatness or greatness not being realized because he had no quarterback and no offensive line. That doesn't dilute how great that guy was playing behind that dog offensive line.
I just feel like Saquon should be number one on your list.
I know you do. You're trying to convince me, but, objection, denied. Move to reconsider. Stricken from the record.
I love me some T.J. Watt. And I'm finna nitpick now. I love me some T.J. Watt.
I know. You like Myles Garrett.
But I can't wait until he gets his first win in the playoffs in a Steelers uniform.
Well, you can also say that about Myles Garrett getting his first win in the Browns uniform.
Yeah, but Myles wasn't number one on my list.
But so
Myles wasn't number one on my list.
He wasn't number one on my list either. That's why T.J. Watt.
Saquon was number one on my list.
And believe me, there will be plenty of people that support T.J. Watt on one side, Myles Garrett on the other side. Whatever choice is going to be made, I love the fact that we have these two guys getting paid like that. Really, these three guys. When it comes to Saquon Barkley, T.J. Watt, and Myles Garrett. Getting that kind
to start the season, it's going to be a good week one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because Saquon opens up the season versus your Cowboys.
Well, I expect him to have a good game. But
T.J. Watt opens up the season versus your Jets, Freddie Coleman.
Yeah, but he ain't getting no sacks against my Jets. He might get one. He might get one.
No. What's the first thing we heard?
No, I said he ain't getting any sacks. He might get one, but I don't think he's getting any. I think the Jets will control that. Take care of that business.
Y'all better clip it.
Making sure that Aaron Rodgers wishes that he had not tried to destroy my organization from the inside out.
So what about Saquon versus that Dallas defense? Y'all gonna contain him? Y'all gonna slow him down?
No. The best way for the Cowboys to win that game, if that game has to be like 45-40, Eagles get tired of scoring. And then the Cowboys don't. Saquon's getting $120 rushing and about 65 receiving. I'm fully expecting that to happen, even though that's week one. With my man Harry Douglas, I'm Freddie Coleman. It is the Reggae Monday edition of Freddie and Harry. Hit us on the socials at HDouglas83. That's Harry's handle. My handle at Coleman ESPN. And what team in the NBA was ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins talking about when he said,
"This is an old folks' home"?
Find out next on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up,
It's Gary and Randy today on SC Plus only on Disney Plus.
Ohtani and Judge both homer, but only one got a win.
Tarek Skubal dominating on the mound again as the Tigers continue to roll.
And Gary and I went whitewater rafting in Arizona.
Spoiler alert, Randy wore women's pants.
That's true. All that and more today on SC Plus.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's bergtanksinc.com.
Travis Tritt will be on the grand stage on July 25th as you try to win tickets from Stevie J Broadcasting. Listen for a Travis Tritt song on our country station, US 105.9. Text in TT for Travis Tritt to try and win a free pair of tickets.
Here's a quarter. Call someone who cares.
Text TT to 217-359-2255. Get more information at ChampaignCountyFair.cc.
At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert team delivers top-notch craftsmanship with unbeatable customer service because you deserve nothing less. When storms hit or roofs age, call the name that stands for strength. Freedom Roofing, proudly serving our community because your roof should be as strong as the country we call home. Freedom Roofing, built on trust, powered by integrity. Visit freedomchampaign.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
You think we learned?
I think the biggest takeaway is where we started, honestly. The key to winning a Super Bowl is the same as it's always been in modern football. Since the introduction of free agency, get a great quarterback. It don't matter how you get him. It don't matter how much you pay him. Get him. And anything else that you think is going to win you a Super Bowl, it's a lot more luck that you're hoping to have happen.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show, anywhere you get your podcast. Amber and Ian.
If Aaron Rodgers can win the Pittsburgh Steelers a Super Bowl, he will in fact prove age ain't nothing but a number. He'll take that page right out of Tom Brady's playbook, and all of us in our early 40s, we back.
I'm in my early 50s, so I'm not.
The way that we're trending, there will be a quarterback one day here in the not-so-distant future where some dude is going to play into his early 50s. Heck, Tom probably could have done it.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Fantasy Football is more than just a game. It's thousands of stories in the making. Like that one league that hasn't missed a draft since the 20th century. Or the one that decides their draft order by competing in a legit athletic combine. Or the league where if you come in last, you have to sit in a closet and assemble a 300-piece puzzle. In the dark. Yeah, that stuff really actually happened. The football may be fantasy, but the stories are 100% real. So download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and start your story today. Insights with IBM Watson X.
This is Joe and Q.
What I do like about the Jets, not just the signings, not just the culture that Aaron Glenn is trying to create, we haven't heard anything about them. We haven't heard how great they're going to be and how they've got the greatest quarterback, or they got this, or they've got that. The organizations that are the best ran in the league are the ones that aren't making a lot of noise. The noise that they're making is, we just signed Garrett Wilson. We just signed Sauce Gardner. And now we're going to go about our business with training camp around the corner.
Joe and Q, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Hey, man. It's Reggae Monday with Freddie and Harry.
Irish sunrise, blessing in the skies, peace in our eyes, as the new day flies.
He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. You put us together. It's Reggae Monday, Freddie and Harry style on SiriusXM Channel 80. Don't forget about us on TuneIn and tell that smart speaker of yours they'll play ESPN Radio. Hey, Clippers, you're serious about this, are you? About not trying to clip anymore. They bring Chris Paul back home in what more than likely is going to be his final NBA season after playing 21 years in the NBA. It's going to be it going back home to play for the Los Angeles Clippers. He's going to sign a 1-year, $3.6 million contract. He played for this team between 2011 and 2017. With all that being said, Kendrick Perkins has an apt description for the new look Clippers again.
This is an old folks' home right now, nursing home, in my opinion. When you look at them, when you look at the league, everybody is getting young at the wing position. That's the most important position in the NBA when it comes down to be able to defend at a high level. I understand going to get Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, you got James Harden. But again, those guys are great when it comes down to being offensively good, but defensively, you're going to have to get stops, especially in the stacked Western Conference when you got elite perimeter play all across the board. And so when I look at the teams that I feel like are better than them, the Rockets, the Thunder, the Nuggets, even the Lakers right now with the additions that they added, I just see this team having a really good regular season and being a tough out in the postseason, but not legit title contenders in my eyes.
I'm not going to say that he's wrong, although the old folks home comment was pretty good from Kendrick Perkins regarding the new old Clippers.
Hilarious.
With all the people that they brought in. But I honestly believe with the loaded Western Conference, the way they've been able to fortify not just their starting lineup, but also their bench, I think it's a small sample. It's a small space. But to me, they're the second. They're the second best team right now on paper in the Western Conference behind Oklahoma City.
Well, let me also say this for our brother from another mother, Kendrick Perkins, a.k.a. Mr. Jabot Jeans wearing himself.
Wearing your Jabot jeans.
Last year, when it came to points allowed in the NBA, the Los Angeles Clippers were fourth.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to the opponent's field goal percentage that they allowed, the Los Angeles Clippers were eighth. So just because you don't have these young and jazzy and spazzy young folks on the wing doesn't mean that you can't defend. Now, back to my next point. When you look at the Clippers and the way they're orchestrated, they understand that you have to have depth.
Absolutely.
Freddie, they just traded away Norman Powell, and in return, they got 4 players.
Absolutely. Good point.
Like, I don't know where you do that, where they do that at. Isn't that what the young kids used to say? Where they do that at?
Who that dope?
Where can you go and trade one player in Norman Powell who had the best year of his career, and you get back John Collins, you got Bradley Beal, you got Brook Lopez, and now Chris Paul? So they can sub 5 in and 5 out.
Absolutely.
Not to mention they have Bogdanovich, who's a shooter, who doesn't need the basketball in his hands and can just spot up as other players create. You got Brook Lopez coming off the bench. We know in the Western Conference, you better have a big or bigs with an S on the end. They have 2 now. John Collins, and also experience, right?
Absolutely.
When I look at Chris Paul, he's very experienced. When I look at Bradley Beal, not so much. But you look at a John Collins who's been to a Eastern Conference Finals with the Atlanta Hawks. You look at a Brook Lopez who has a championship ring on his resume with the Milwaukee Bucks. Just because you're older doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Now, health, you got to remain healthy. But at the same time, they have enough cachet, in my opinion, enough experience. I think they're the 4th best team in the Western Conference right now, the Los Angeles Clippers, that is.
Yeah, I could see that. Oklahoma City above them, Houston and Denver, those are 3 you have above them?
Yep.
Okay, only have Oklahoma City right now above them. And Houston's going to be really good. Denver's going to be really good, getting back to where they used to be with the kind of players they have surrounding Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. But your point is very valid about the Los Angeles Clippers. And it's all designed to guard the Oklahoma City Thunder. You need 2 bigs that can counteract the bigs they have when it comes to Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. You need guys that can come off the bench that when James Harden goes down, then Chris Paul can definitely run this basketball team. They're not going to be an up-and-down basketball team, but in a half-court set, the point guard can still do some things for you with Ty Lue putting this all together. It's about to get very, very interesting basketball-wise in Los Angeles when it comes to the Lakers and the Clippers, even though it's still always going to be a Lakers town. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. It's Reggae Monday when it comes to Freddie and Harry. We know Micah Parsons' extension is going to happen, but when it does, his owner used the word availability when it comes to getting his money. Why would he do that? Because he's Jerry Jones. That's next.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Big time boom team, the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
Big time boom team. I love what the Carolina Panthers are trying to do around Bryce Young. Big time boom team. Wouldn't be surprised if the Carolina Panthers contend for the NFC South title. If you're asking me to put money on it today, the Carolina Panthers will win the NFC South.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
ESPN Fantasy Football is more than just a game. It's thousands of stories in the making. Like that one league that hasn't missed a draft since the 20th century. Or the one that decides their draft order by competing in a legit athletic combine. Or the league where if you come in last, you have to sit in a closet and assemble a 300-piece puzzle. In the dark. Yeah, that stuff really actually happened. The football may be fantasy, but the stories are 100% real. So download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and start your story today. Insights with IBM Watson X.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Can Mike Vrabel actually turn things around in New England?
Oh, absolutely. I look at the New England Patriots as one of those surprise teams. They're a team that can go from being in the top 5 of the NFL draft to being in the final 8 in the postseason. Like, I think the New England Patriots have what it takes. I love what they went out and did on the defensive side of the ball, being able to sign Milton Williams to a big money deal from the Philadelphia Eagles, bringing in a little bit of that championship pedigree. I mean, you got a lot of lieutenants from Mike Vrabel in his time with the Tennessee Titans coming alongside him to join him in New England. I love how they rebuilt that secondary. I appreciate what they're trying to do addressing the offensive line. And this is all about being able to get Drake May to take that next step. They got a supremely talented quarterback. They're going to be well coached. I love what the New England Patriots have done this offseason.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak high. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be